The man woke up to find himself with a cross tattoo on his neck. He reached out to touch the strange tattoo and slowly sat up. Suddenly, a team of CIA agents rushed in.
Where is Dr. Jung Byung-ho? Why are you asking me this?
Your name is Carter. I'd like to speak with the person behind you.
At this time, the woman's voice kept echoing in his ears. It turned out that he had been implanted with a chip in his ear. That woman told Carter that if he wanted to live, he had to quickly jump out the window to escape to the house next door, because the woman had planted a bomb and it would explode in 10 seconds. Carter had just escaped death from the explosion. He thought he was safe, but the place he jumped down was a public bathroom. The gangsters were torturing the victims there. Seeing the stranger appear, they immediately became alert. Following the instructions of the chip in his ear, he took a motorbike on the side of the road and tried to escape, but he continued to be chased by the special agents. Unexpectedly, Carter's driving skills could not be underestimated. Following the instructions of the chip in Carter's ear, he went to a hospital room. A girl was there. She didn't know what disease she had contracted, but she coughed up a lot of blood. At that time, the chip told Carter that there was a CIA agent nearby. After that, Carter was dragged onto a yellow bus by a woman. In the vehicle, he met a North Korean agent and a hacker. The female agent immediately told Carter that a strange virus variant called the DMZ virus was appearing in the outside world. Those infected with the virus all increased their strength and became hysterical. After 10 months of research, it still wasn't known where the virus had come from. But there was a doctor named Byung-ho who had created an antiviral drug, and he successfully cured his daughter. Dr. Byung-ho researched a way to treat the virus using his daughter's antibodies. However, Byung-ho's daughter was kidnapped by the CIA. Carter's mission now was to rescue Byung-ho's daughter and then bring her to North Korea. Carter was also the one who had proposed to take on this mission before, but for some unknown reason, Carter had lost all memories of this mission. Carter then followed the instructions of the chip installed in his ear. He took the elevator and went to the rooftop. Finally, he found the doctor's daughter. Her name was Hana. Carter was about to take Hana away when a few thugs were already lying in ambush outside.
Carter, Lee.
Carter was surrounded with no way to escape. The agent asked Carter to reveal who was behind the instructions, but Carter refused to say a word. The agent went forward to use the device scanner to check chip on Carter's body. The signal came from inside Carter's teeth. The agent team immediately restrained Carter and used pliers to pull out his tooth. The tooth was just pulled out when the chip announced that it would explode in 5 seconds. Carter rushed over and used his body to cover Hana. The slow-reacting agents were immediately blown to pieces. Carter carried Hana down the ventilation pipe. At this time, it was raining. After getting out of the car, Carter and Hana took temporary shelter in a nearby house. Suddenly, Carter received a text message. A stranger sent him a video. The stranger said Carter's real name was Michael. Carter half-believingly asked who the stranger was. The stranger told Carter to get on the 905 bus if he wanted to know the truth. At this time, Carter led Hana to the North Korean agent's car, but he did not get on the car. Instead, he turned around and went straight to the 905 bus in front. The girl on the bus said Carter's real name was Michael. He suspected that he had two personalities. She also said that Carter and she were the ones who had accompanied each other in life and death battles. Carter was wondering whether to believe her words or not. Suddenly, at that moment, a bullet shot straight into her body. The situation seemed dangerous. Carter quickly took Hana away from the car. Finally, Carter successfully rescued Hana. Then Carter followed the instructions from the chip and successfully took Hana to the airport to go to North Korea. After a brutal battle, Carter was being treated by the medical team. Thinking that Carter could now safely fly back to North Korea, suddenly the plane had a strong shake. Carter went out to check and found that the pilots were foaming at the mouth and their eyes were red as blood. Maybe the two pilots were infected with the DMZ virus. The Korean strategy director just wanted to shoot two pilots dead, but he was stopped by the North Korean soldiers. They should not sacrifice their teammates without determining the cause exactly. Carter was checking the situation when the chip notified him that Hana was being held captive in the cargo hold by a suspicious person. Carter arrived and found Hana tied up. Then the doctor suddenly rushed forward to inject the virus into Carter. Fortunately, the Korean strategy director appeared in time. He directly shot the doctor. Although he was shot, the doctor was not dead yet. The Korean strategy director was about to shoot another shot, but the doctor quickly dodged. Then the doctor grabbed the gun and shot the Korean strategy director dead. Taking advantage of the doctor's lack of vigilance, Carter rushed forward to control him. Then, he told Hana to go upstairs to inform everyone of the situation here, while Carter stayed behind to fight the doctor. Hana went upstairs and told everyone that the Korean strategy director had been shot dead by the doctor. When the two sides, South Korea and North Korea, heard this, they immediately became suspicious. They both suspected that the other side had betrayed them. The next day, the doctor pretended to be weak and walked over. He admitted that he was the one who had killed the Korean strategy director, but he claimed he had done so because he saw the Korean strategy director was about to leave the hiding place with Hana. Suddenly, a North Korean nurse opened fire in all directions. The soldiers infected with the DMZ virus also opened fire continuously. Because Hana's blood could resist the virus, the doctor pulled Hana into a corner. He used a knife to cut Hana's hand hard. Then the doctor smeared Hana's blood on himself. Sure enough, people infected with the DMZ virus smelled Hana's blood and didn't dare to touch it. Those infected with the virus went crazy. They rushed madly to fiercely attack normal people. The massacre just now caused the plane door to burst open. Countless people fell out into the air. Right behind them, the CIA army was chasing them. An agent climbed up to approach the car. Carter controlled him and then let Hana climb into the cockpit smoothly. Then Carter fought all the opponents alone. Carter kicked an agent flying down. This caused a series of agents behind to lose control and fall straight onto the road. The remaining agents continued to chase Carter. They continuously fired bullets at Carter. Carter quickly hid in the pigs to avoid the bullets. When the agents ran out of bullets, Carter climbed into the cockpit, but they did not let Carter off easily. Although the fat gun handle hit his leg very painfully, Carter still tried to hold on to the car door. The agent was about to hit the gun handle a second time when Carter stopped him. Carter then used force to push the agent out of the car. The opponent's car also lost control and crashed into the abyss. Fortunately, Carter was able to return to the pig truck in time. Finally, Carter and Hana safely reached the jungle. Following the jungle, they reached a waterfall. When they were washing the blood stains on their bodies, but there were still infected people rushing toward them. Fortunately, the North Korean army appeared in time to shoot and block the way of the infected people. They were also the ones who showed Carter the way through the chip. Carter's mission was completed. Now Carter wanted them to return his memories. Immediately after that, Carter had the chip taken out of his ear by the woman. Now, if he wanted to get his memories back, Carter had to cut the cross-shaped scar on the back of his neck. But suddenly, the Lieutenant General stopped this. The woman who held Carter was also controlled by the Lieutenant General. Then the Lieutenant General ordered his henchmen to dump a bunch of virus-infected bodies into a pit. Carter was escorted to the edge of the cliff by 3 or 4 of them. It seemed like they wanted to eliminate Carter there. At the same time, the henchmen began pouring oil to burn the virus-infected people. But unexpectedly, the virus-infected people not only did not die when they encountered fire, but became even more aggressive. They went crazy and crawled up to the surface of the pit to attack the normal people. Unfortunately, Carter was controlled by a virus-infected person. Carter quickly picked up the gun and shot the infected person dead. Then Carter stood up and shot the remaining infected people. Then Carter threatened a soldier to reveal the North Korean military base. A dying soldier tried to shoot Carter, but his speed was too slow. Carter immediately shot him down. He also shot the last surviving soldier to cover up the clue. Then he quickly drove the military vehicle away. Following the words of the soldier just now, Carter arrived at the North Korean military base. However, he did not rush in. Carter used the binoculars of the AK-47 to observe the situation inside. Carter saw the woman and the Lieutenant General arguing. He turned the binoculars to the next room, and Carter discovered Dr. Byung-ho was there. At this time, Carter discovered the Lieutenant General was using a gun to suppress the woman. He did not think much and shot him, but the latter's reflexes were too fast, so he dodged. Unable to kill the Lieutenant General from afar, Carter immediately wanted to fight head-on. The loud crash caused the infected people to start getting angry. Carter had to confront the infected people and fight the soldiers of the North Korean army. Fortunately, at that time, the woman appeared in time and rescued Carter. Then the woman took Carter to a room. Unexpectedly, there was a child infected with the virus. Carter intended to shoot the child to death, but when he found out that the child was the woman's child, Carter stopped. Then Carter went to the room where Hana and Dr. Byung-ho were being held. Dr. Byung-ho immediately vaccinated the woman's child. The North Korean army also began to rush in, but before they could do anything, they were shot dead by Carter. Carter and the woman worked together to take down all the soldiers. The infected people crazily broke the glass and jumped down to hunt for prey. Luckily, there were soldiers there as bait. Carter's group took the opportunity to quickly escape. They walked down a tunnel. 2 soldiers came, but were quickly taken down by Carter. Carter's group quickly got in the car and left away from here. Suddenly, a group of people infected with the virus appeared and clung to the car, but with his skillful driving, Carter quickly left them behind and got outside. Carter's group rushed into the forest to escape. The woman gave Dr. Byung-ho a knife and asked him to cut the scar on the back of Carter's head. When Dr. Byung-ho started cutting the scar, Carter immediately felt a headache. Familiar memories began to echo in his head. It turned out that this woman was Carter's wife. 6 months ago, North Korea Korea was in a state of epidemic outbreak. Carter's family wanted to go to South Korea for temporary residence, but unfortunately his family was stopped by the Lieutenant General's army because Carter's wife worked for the North Korean government. Everything she did had to be decided by the government. Carter wanted to protect his family from the epidemic, so he decided to take on the dangerous mission of going to South Korea to bring Hana back to North Korea. But the Lieutenant General was afraid that Carter would escape if he went to South Korea. Furthermore, he was afraid that Carter would reveal national secrets, so he forced Carter to implant a BD7 chip in his head. Not stopping there, the Lieutenant General also injected the DMZ virus into Carter's daughter. Carter had to bring Hana back before his daughter could be saved. After completing the mission, Carter's family would be able to leave North Korea. However, when Carter completed the mission and brought Hana back, the Lieutenant General turned his back on him and even wanted to kill Carter on the spot. He only saw Carter as a tool. Carter remembered everything. He held his wife's hand to comfort her. Carter's family was reunited, but the hardship was not over yet. Suddenly, Carter's car went into a hole. He got out of the car to check and saw a soldier rushing out to attack. With a quick reaction, Carter shot him down. Then, Dr. Byung-ho and Carter's wife handed the two children over to Carter to leave first, while Carter's wife would stay behind to hold back the enemy. But the enemy was too numerous. Several soldiers were chasing Carter. At this time, Carter was in front of a deep abyss. Without hesitation, Carter drove his motorcycle down the train. But because he took too much momentum, Carter and Hana were thrown to the side. Carter tried to climb back into the train compartment. Then he dealt with the soldier who was following him and saved Hana. Carter let the two children hide in a safe corner. Then he went forward to confront the soldiers alone, carrying the hatred in his heart. Carter's strength increased many times, but a greater difficulty appeared when a truck carrying countless soldiers appeared. Both sides of the car door were filled with bullets that were continuously fired. But Carter was not afraid at all. He rushed forward and used a soldier as a shield. Then he fired wildly, killing the remaining soldiers. The more enemies there were, the more Carter's fighting power increased. Those who dared to block Carter's way were immediately shot down by him. Seeing a soldier trying to capture Hana, Carter rushed forward to grab that soldier. Carter intended to push that soldier out of the car, but that soldier held Carter too tightly, so Carter and he were both sent flying outside. Luckily, that soldier had a cable, so he was able to hold the two of them back. At this time, another soldier appeared swinging down from the helicopter and continuously firing bullets in their direction. Carter grabbed the other soldier as a shield. Then he quickly jumped over to control and snatched the other soldier's gun. It didn't take long for Carter to kill him. Taking advantage of the fact that Carter was not on the ship, a soldier had kidnapped Hana. Carter immediately controlled the crane to hold the helicopter back. Then he opened fire and killed the man who kidnapped Hana. Hana also fell safely onto the roof of the ship. At this time, a machine gun helicopter controlled by the Lieutenant General suddenly appeared. Fortunately, Carter escaped in time before the crane exploded. Then he grabbed onto the flying helicopter. Carter only used a knife to take down the soldiers hanging on the cable outside. Then he climbed into the helicopter and attacked pilot. After sitting in the helicopter's control position, Carter braked suddenly and controlled the helicopter to retreat. He used the helicopter's propeller to cut into the Lieutenant General's helicopter. The Lieutenant General then frantically fired at Carter. Seeing that the situation was not good, Carter quickly left the helicopter. The unmanned helicopter fell and exploded. A soldier jumped down to grab Hana, but failed. At this time, Carter's wife's car and Dr. Byung-ho arrived. Carter's wife immediately chased after the train. Overcoming many difficulties, she successfully saved Hana. A soldier climbed down from a rope to attack Carter's wife, but Carter's wife quickly shot him dead. Carter then used all his strength to jump over and grab the Lieutenant General's helicopter. When Carter climbed inside, the Lieutenant General was already waiting for him. He immediately attacked Carter, but Carter dodged in time. Carter rushed forward and stabbed the pilot to death. Then he used all his strength to stab the Lieutenant General with a knife, but he was not an easy person to handle. The Lieutenant General used all his strength to kick Carter out of the helicopter. Fortunately, Carter managed to hold on in time. The Lieutenant General came out and tried to shoot Carter, but before he could do anything, Carter was attacked by Carter right above. Then Carter gently somersaulted to avoid the bullets. The unmanned helicopter was slowly falling. Carter tried his best to climb up to control the helicopter. Suddenly, the Lieutenant General rushed up from behind and wanted to stab Carter, but Carter quickly dodged. Then Carter used the knife to stab his hand. Seeing his wife in danger, Carter immediately jumped off the train. She also jumped in time and grabbed Carter's hand. In the air, two unmanned helicopters collided head-on, creating a huge explosion. The Lieutenant General did not have time to jump out, so he was also blown to pieces. In the end, Carter was able to bring Hana back to reunite with her father, Dr. Byung-ho. below. The Carter family was also reunited. Today's movie ends here. I wish you all a happy time watching the movie. Thank you for watching, goodbye, and see you again.